Jerusalem, the cradle of the world's three monotheistic religions, for millennia has been the focus and desire for peoples and civilizations. But it is also a place that has great mysteries. One of those mysteries is the fate of the treasures of the Second Great Temple, destroyed by the Romans at the time of the conquest of the Holy Land in the year 70 of the Common Era. Here, just behind me, is located the place where the temple built by King Solomon once was erected. A controversy arose in the last few days with the publication in the British press of some startling news. An English archaeologist, an expert in the Holy Land, presented a challenging, bold theory. He says that the treasures of the Second Great Temple may not be found in the Vatican, as many believe, but hidden somewhere in the West Bank territories today under the control of the Palestinian Authority.
Shalom to our viewers in InfoLive TV. I'm Patricio Abrazon, and joining us today on the telephone from London is Dr. Sean Kingsley, an archaeologist expert on the Holy Land. Good morning, Dr. Kingsley.
Good morning, Info Live, and first of all, Shana Tova to all your viewers.
Thank you very much. We heard about your new book and your intrepid theory of the treasures of the temple that you say that are not in the Vatican but in the Palestinian Authority territories. Am I right?
Yes, you are absolutely right, but only 80% so. My new book, God's Gold, published by John Murray on the 5th of October,
yes,
in London, it proves beyond a shadow of a doubt, I would say 100%, that treasures that have been considered to be in the Vatican since the medieval period is based on inappropriate historical research, and I've relocated the menorah and the treasures to an area in the West Bank. However, I'd be very careful about using the term Palestinian Authority because this is a political term.
Okay.
And actually the monastery is, as far as I'm aware, a Greek Orthodox property.
Okay, how did you achieve these findings? How did you come to these findings? How was your research to know that?
Well, it's interesting. The research that's been done on this absolutely huge topic in the past has been rather bizarre. It's made very large sweeping assumptions. I mean, today you wouldn't go to a crime scene and have a look around, kick some doors, and leave without checking for fingerprints or for DNA analysis. This is exactly what has been done in the case of the Temple Treasure of Jerusalem. People have made assumptions on its financial value and its content without actually peeling away the historical and archaeological layers to actually see what lies behind. So as an archaeologist, I've taken very much an objective, scientific approach. Without having any religious or theological axe to grind, I'm just interested in finding the truth.
Okay.
And there's a web of historical and archaeological evidence that allows us to piece this story together.
Yeah.
Of course, Josephus Flavius is initially a very important source, and he makes it very clear that the temple treasure was relocated from the port of Caesarea Maritima in Israel to Rome in AD 71. And for the first time in 2,000 years, I've managed to actually reconstruct the route of the triumph along the streets of Rome using Josephus.
Okay.
And from then on, he's very clear that 4 years later, in AD 75, the menorah and the main icons of communication between God and man from the Temple of Jerusalem were put on very public and humiliating display in the Temple of Peace in the Forum of Rome.
Yes.
That's really where our story starts.
And tell us, do you know exactly where that treasure is located now?
You jump straight to the most important point.
Okay.
I believe I do.
To see the rest of the story, join us again on InfoLive TV tomorrow.